guys, Swisher Homestead here. It's another day on the build for the garden. Boy, did we go through some heavy duty weather last night. A couple tornadoes. Up on this ridge, it gets a little hairy when you got that wind kicking up. If you haven't seen on TV, they've talked about all the tornadoes that hit Nashville, around Nashville, and the stuff that hit Alabama and everything. For you guys out there, I feel for you. I know how it was. Last night was pretty bad. We were coming back from being in town and got caught up in one of them. I could actually feel it push the back of the truck over as we were driving down the road, and I just wanted to get home. I wasn't going to stop where we were at because we had to be like right in the middle of probably one of the worst storms I've ever driven through in my life. And I've been through hurricanes and everything, and I think last night kind of it rattled my cage a little. I will say that, man enough to say it. But you know, came home and everything in the homestead was all right. Everything was good. Nothing was tore apart. Everything held up. I mean, nothing. It was pretty easy. And then we got hit by another one while we were up here, and that was a little hairy too. So we just, you know, when you guys think about doing this stuff, think about where you're at too. You know, some of you might be in Tornado Alley. It's kind of scary in itself right there. I think the worst, scariest thing is at night when you can't see it coming. I mean, if you can see it off in the distance, you can at least have some kind of reaction or get some kind of cover. But being on top of a ridge right here, there's not a whole lot of areas to get cover. So we have been talking, and it looks like we're going to be building a storm shelter just for that purpose. So if we do get another one, last night, I mean, I was driving my truck. I hit that bad part of the storm. My radio went off. We heard the tornado siren go off and everything. I mean, we got to be prepared up here, especially for storms right now. So we're going to have that. I kind of got an idea exactly what I'm going to do, and I think it's going to work out pretty good. We're going to find out. But it's just for a storm shelter. That's all it is, for safety for us, that we know we're going to be okay in case something happens. We'll have an area to go to, and we can sit in there and just wait for it to get over with. And once it's over with, we'll be fine. Okay. So let's get back to the whole point of the video. Our garden. We are building our raised bed garden. If you haven't watched the previous video, that was about 3 days. Almost 4 days. I was pretty wiped out after that. I at least, you know, the rain and everything kind of gave me a break, get me re-energized, gave my body a break from all the wear and tear from getting up and stuff. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get some of these panels put on. Now, trying right now to see if I can do a video with the company that's making the panels for our raised beds. If I can do that, I'll go in there, I'll video them making it and everything. It'll be a pretty cool setup for you guys to be able to watch and see how, you know, the production is, how they make it. And it's the same stuff they do for roofs too. So I just thought it might be something cool to do one day. You know, yeah, a little bit of a change up here on the homestead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the skirting on the bottom for the garden area. I'm going to get all that screwed in. Apparently I didn't get enough screws, so I do have some black screws from doing some of the roof work over here and doing some of the roof work on the chicken coop and that, and on the old garden. So on the interior, I'm going to use the black screws because it's all going to be covered up by dirt. Nobody's going to see it. On the exterior, I'm going to use the gray screws or galvanized screws. So you'll get to see that. I mean, I want it to look nice. Even though it is just a garden, I want it to look nice. And we're putting all the time and money into it. Why not? So at that point, guys, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to let you guys watch me put these panels in, get stuff screened down. Now, I did put on my knee pads today, so I don't have to worry about my knees hurting tonight. Because if I don't put these knee pads down on my knees, I will not be getting back up later. And that's not a good thing. We got some braces, we got some post holes to dig, we got some 2x4s, we got some framing we got to do. We got a lot to get done today. And then the next video is coming up. It's going to be pretty cool. Amy will be on that, and she's going to discuss some things with you. And she's going to work on some of this garden stuff. Then she's got another video she's doing. She's got a whole bunch of videos, guys, that she'll be doing. So you ladies out there, you women, you know, she's going to get right into it with you. And maybe you guys can talk back and forth and maybe chat. And, you know, we do have our Swisher Family Farm page on Facebook that is, everybody can join. You all can come and watch, and you all can put your little comments and put little quotations and stuff up there, and some gardening tips and some, you know, go ahead, put it on there. That's what I got it set up for, so you guys can all talk and make a community. It's a Swisher Family Farm community. And you know, who knows, maybe one time if we get big enough, you guys will be able to meet us, you know. I do got a pretty big event coming up, guys, something for you guys. This was not a sponsored video by them at all. The video we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about, of course, yes, why not? So we're going to talk to you about the products, and I started using these products long before I ever got the Homestead, and I use them for a lot of car care products and a lot of little tips you can do with it. I also use it for some stuff on the house, and so we're going to go through, we're going to make a video of that, of Super Clean, so that way they're not paying me for this advertisement whatsoever. This is just what I'm doing because, you know, I'm a Super Clean fan. I think their product's really good. I think it works very well. I haven't had any problems with it, and I have been using it for years. This company's been around, and most people don't know it's locally owned, it's mom and pop place. It's somebody you should support. It's an American company. Hoo-ha. So at that point, guys, let's get to work. I'm out of here. All right, guys, so over here at the bottom, I have not screwed that in, so you're going to see me screw that in. I'm going to put the panels on here. Those 2x4s that are laying on top are going to be supports that I have to put in, so I still have to put in some supports. And right over here along this edge is going to be a 4x4 that I'm going to have to dig in and place. It's just extra support too. So, because you got a lot of weight from that dirt coming out there, or getting put in there, pushing out. Alright guys, so we're getting along here. Got a little bit farther, as you can see. Started putting that back plate on. I got that all screwed in, the lure's all screwed in. Woo, it's some work, you know. We just keep plugging along at it. Eventually we'll get it, and we'll get back to work and put these pieces on. I've already dug the hole and put the 4x4 in there as a support. So we'll have that. We'll get this run completely done all the way down to the end. That's my goal today. Build 2 more extensions for this, and that'll be my work for today, I hope, if all else goes well. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so what I want to talk about is the overlap when you're doing this. Alright, I'm going over top of this. This really isn't going to matter covering this part right here. You just have to make sure it's squared. Now the next thing that I want you guys to also realize is that with this piece, all right, there's 2 ends. There's one that's cut like this, and then there's another one that's cut like this, okay? So what I try to do is I try to take this in, I flip it around, and I try to put this one on the inside right here so it lines up, okay? And I'll put a screw right here to tie it in place. Now the reason why you put the lip on the other end is because when you go to do your finish work on the outside, I'll show you where I made a mistake, and you can see why I do it the way I do it. You know, I'm gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. So I use my foot normally to try to hold this up level if I can, to hold it in place. I get it pushed in there real good. And everything is trying to hold on to screws and do this with no help. See? You want to push it all the way to the top. Alright. We got that one. We got to make sure that there's not a gap. So if you stick your finger under there, you'll feel there's no gap right there. You want to put a second one in there. Now I'm using all black ones because they're extras I have left from doing other roof projects around here. And it's going to be on the inside, so you're not going to see it. I'm using the other ones, the silver ones, for the outside, so it looks good. It's just me. You do whatever you want. You use whatever color screw you want to use. It could be purple, whatever you want to do. So then what we'll do is we'll work our way all the way down that way, and you guys can kind of check it out and see, you know, how this screws up. We'll also screw the bottom piece in. It's best to do that before I put the outside run on, which is our 2 foot, because if I put the outside run on and I try to squeeze my big butt in there, I don't fit in there that well. So it's best to go all the way down and just finish this off. So I'm gonna let you guys watch me finish this off, and I gotta grab a couple more pieces of metal. Just a couple more pieces of metal to work my way all the way down. Okay. So we'll take this one. Let's throw this down like that. This one up in front, like so. Remember that lip's on there, we don't want that. So we want to flip this over, and we want that edge, flat edge side, to be on the outside of it. So we'll go ahead and do this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my gap under here real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and finish screwing this in. Take this one, put that down in the hole like that. So try to, if you can, try to use your foot to at least get it leveled. There's that, so it's leveled. Then you can pull your foot out from underneath it and put your screws in. These aren't, I'll tell you what, these screws that they give you aren't the best tappers. So we got that one done. So we'll go through and make sure. It's the only one I got to put in right there. Now I'll go around and put all the ones in the bottom, get that all sealed up. I'm going to go and do this overlap right here so you guys get to see how I do that. All right. Grab some more metal. All right, so I'm back. All right. Now, see, we can't just go on the outside like that. So what I'm going to have to do is, one, I'm going to have to make sure it's level. Hold that in place. And then I'm going to get a screw started in this corner. Then what I'll do is I'll try to take one here and I'll try to tap it. And then take the next one. And then we'll have this corner over here that we'll have to do. That's pretty much it. Now do the bottom half of it, screw that all in, go down. I try to put it in the middle of every one of these all the way down, just to keep it. It's got plenty of support, and then we'll build the other part of the bed on the back side, and we'll get that all filled in. And we'll be about a third of the way done with a raised garden bed, and we'll fill this stuff in with, you know, some chicken wire, then some weed barrier, then we'll put some wood in there, and then add some dirt, and then our special mix that we're going to make, and we'll put that up top. So just remember, the average plant needs about 12 inches, so that's about a foot, and you got another 2 foot of space, so you can fill up roughly about almost 2 foot with just logs, twigs, whatever you got thrown in there to get it to go. We got some compost from our chickens we're going to put down the bottom, but we'll be doing another video on that coming up probably next week sometime. We're going to do the garden area until we run out of product, and then when we run out of product, we're going to hold off for probably about 2 weeks, and then we'll get some more product in and we'll finish the garden area and it'll be done. So I figure this is probably, I've had 3 days that I haven't been able to work because of rain, so I'm thinking that we should probably have the other section done in about a week's time. Now that I've got the gist of it, I can just run with it. So well guys, Swisher Homestead here. So you guys got to see how I put the metal in, and the reason why I flip it around like I do, to make sure that the outside looks better than the inside. Inside is, it's going to be covered in dirt. You're not going to see it. Like I said, I use black screws to keep them in a container like this. Those are ones I had for the roof, and I'll use those on the inside because you won't see them, but the outside I want to look really, really good. We'll be working on making some more beds here and getting that stuff done too in the next video. We got some rain coming in tomorrow, so it doesn't look like we're going to get anything done in the garden tomorrow, which is Saturday. This is Friday, by the way. But hey, if you like what you see and you're liking the build I'm doing so far, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, that like button, tell your friends about us. Don't forget, make sure you hit that, because hit that bell notification, so anytime we put up a new video on the garden, you guys will get to see that. At that point, I think I'm probably about done with this one, and we'll get started on the next one real soon after we get done with this rain and storms. So at that point, guys, we'll talk to you later. Swisher Homestead. God bless you guys. Take care. And until next time, adios.